Good afternoon, ladies. I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit. I'm going to start a new video series called Tips with Tommy. So today what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about the new handicap system, and we're going to talk about pace of play. Throughout the weeks for the season, we'll get into a little bit of instruction. We'll talk about different situations on the course and how to handle some rule situations, take proper drops, a big variety of different things. So today, first off with the pace of play. So one thing we want to keep in mind is we can play ready golf throughout the entire round. If somebody might not be ready to tee off, it's okay for another lady to hop up and hit the first tee shot on the next hole. So playing ready golf is always good. Secondly, when you're playing and your ball's in the fairway, sometimes it's easy for us to all migrate to one golf ball rather than going to our own golf balls. So as long as you're not in danger of the person behind you or to the side of you, everybody should sort of scatter over to their golf balls. That way everyone can get prepared for the next shot and you'll be ready to hit. So the next thing I would say is a new one that we're going to learn is provisional golf balls. I think a lot of you do know what a provisional ball means, but I think it's something good that we should talk about. So for instance, if you hit a ball that may go into the hazard, possibly, or I'm sorry, not hazard, but into the fescue or the long grass, maybe the woods, and you're not sure if you're going to find it, rather than going to the ball, losing it, having to go back to the previous spot, we'll hit what we call a provisional golf ball. That way, if we don't find it, our provisional golf ball is already out there in play. We already took our one-stroke penalty, and we'll be hitting 4 from that spot if it was off the tee. And lastly, another thing that I've seen a lot of, and it's something that we're going to teach and learn as we go, is when you approach a green, you want to try to put your bag on the side of the green to where you're walking after you finish the hole. So for instance, on number 2, you usually want to put your bag on the right side of the green while you're putting. That way you can walk off and head right to the 3rd tee. Just makes for an easier path to the next hole. That way you don't have to walk all the way back around, and it'll speed up play more than you think. So those are a few tips for pace of play. Alright, so the next topic that we want to cover today is the new handicap system, the GIN system that we're using. So we've had a lot of things come up, we've had a lot of questions and concerns about the system and how it works this year. And I felt like doing a video and just explaining it all at once would be a good way for everybody to refer to this video and answer some of your questions. So first off, the GIN system updates every day. So your handicaps, as long as you're playing and posting scores, your handicaps are changing every day, which changes your strokes every round that you play. Secondly, we want you to post your scores hole by hole. The reason why is it'll allow the GIN system to adjust your scores on the holes where you're getting strokes, which also takes me into the max score that you can take on every hole. So on Thursdays, we play 10 is the maximum score that you can have. Moving forward, 10 will be the maximum score that you will have any round that you play of the week, whether that's a Thursday morning or if you're out with your husbands or your friends or whatnot. So either way, it's a 10 no matter what. And again, we want to make sure we're not posting as a total score, we're posting hole by hole. This allows the GIN to adjust your scores accordingly. That way we can get the correct handicap and it'll adjust accordingly for the following day. Lastly, for Thursdays, as I've told you in the past, I will post your scores on Thursdays. So every Thursday when you finish and hand me your cards, I will take care of that. I will post the scores. But any other day of the week, we have to make sure that you're posting your scores. So if you go out and have a fun round and play 9 holes, play 18 holes, we want to make sure that you're posting those scores. That way your handicap's continuing to update. So today I think this was a good run for the first video. I think we're going to have a lot of fun topics throughout the rest of the season. If anybody has any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to ask. I'm looking forward to a good season. It's been a great start, and we'll see you this coming week. Thanks.